Deep in the southern reaches of Tanzania lies a realm untouched by time, Nyerere National Park, a sanctuary where the wild spirit of Africa beats strong and free. This park is immense, stretching farther than the eye can see, one of the largest protected wildernesses on the continent. The land rolls out in endless waves, savannas shimmering gold beneath the relentless sun, a living ocean of grass that dances in the wind. Each blade of grass glows in the sunlight, painting the plains with hues of amber and ochre, while shadows drift lazily across the open expanse. Acacia trees, their canopies flat and wide, stand like ancient sentinels, casting cool islands of shade where animals gather to escape the midday heat. Through this wild heart the mighty Rufiji River carves its path, winding and twisting, its waters glinting like a silver ribbon in the sun. Along its banks life flourishes. Herds of antelope and buffalo gather to drink, while crocodiles lurk in the shallows and hippos wallow in the cool depths. The air is thick with the calls of birds and the distant rumble of hooves, a symphony of wildness that echoes across the open land. Here the land is ruled not by people, but by the ancient laws of nature, where every creature plays its part in the great drama of survival. The park's legacy is written in the tracks left by animals, in the rustle of grass as predators stalk their prey, and in the hush that falls as dusk approaches. Within this living tapestry, an astonishing variety of life thrives, each species woven into the fabric of the ecosystem. Lions, the undisputed rulers of these plains, move with silent power, their golden coats blending perfectly with the tall grasses as they rest or prowl in the early light. Elephant herds, led by wise matriarchs, travel in close-knit families, their trunks entwined in gentle greeting, their footsteps leaving deep impressions in the soft earth. Buffalo gather in massive herds, their horns forming a living wall as they graze and move together, ever watchful for lurking predators. From the smallest antelope to the towering giraffe, every animal finds its place in this wild kingdom, each moment a delicate balance between predator and prey. As the sun rises and sets, the savanna transforms. Predators emerge from the shadows. Prey gather in cautious groups, and the eternal cycle of life and death unfolds beneath the vast African sky. The park is a mosaic of habitats, open grasslands, winding rivers, and dense woodlands, each supporting its own unique cast of characters. Rocky outcrops and hidden valleys create secret worlds where rare plants and elusive animals find refuge. In secluded corners, hot volcanic springs bubble up from the earth, their steam rising in ghostly wisps, nurturing pockets of lush greenery. These warm, misty enclaves are havens for rare plants and secretive creatures thriving in the gentle heat and moisture. In the quiet of dusk, the haunting call of the Pell's fishing owl echoes along the riverbanks, as this elusive hunter waits patiently for the flicker of fish beneath the surface. Beyond the open plains, the Miombo woodlands stretch for miles, dense, leafy forests alive with the rustle of leaves and the secret movements of hidden animals. Over 2,000 plant species flourish here, their leaves and flowers creating a vibrant, ever-changing mosaic of colour and life. Every inch of this wilderness pulses with energy, roots entwined beneath the soil, branches reaching skyward, and the air alive with the hum of insects and the songs of birds. Nyerere National Park is a sanctuary for the rare and the remarkable, a last refuge for creatures on the edge of existence. The black rhino, a living relic of a wilder age, moves silently through the brush, its presence a testament to the resilience of life. Packs of African wild dogs, their coats a patchwork of colour, race across the plains in perfect harmony, their teamwork unmatched in the animal world. Each animal, from the smallest insect to the mightiest predator, is a vital thread in the tapestry of Africa's wild heart. Here, life unfolds in all its raw beauty, hunts and chases, playful moments, and the tender care of mothers for their young. As dawn breaks and the world awakens, the park glows with promise, a living reminder of the wild, untamed beauty that still survives on our planet. Nyerere National Park is not just a place, it is a living, breathing masterpiece where the spirit of Africa endures wild and free for all time. Deep within the golden grasslands, where the sun rises over endless plains, a family of lions carves out their existence. This is Quzi's pride, a close-knit group bound by blood, instinct, and the daily struggle for survival. At the heart of this family is Quzi, a young male lion whose mane is just beginning to thicken. His eyes are bright with curiosity, and his body pulses with restless energy. Though he is strong, every day brings new lessons in the art of leadership. Quzi spends hours watching the older lions, studying their every move. He observes how they interact, how they communicate with subtle glances and gentle nudges, and how they maintain the delicate balance of the pride. His golden coat gleams in the sunlight, and the darkening mane around his face hints at the king he will one day become. Each tuft of fur is a mark of his youth and promise. Quzi's journey is not an easy one. He often wanders alone, feeling the weight of responsibility that will one day rest on his shoulders. He practices stalking through the tall grass, his body low and muscles tense, learning the patience and precision required to hunt. Sometimes he stands watch over the pride, his gaze scanning the horizon for threats. Even as a learner, he feels the urge to protect those he loves. The path to leadership is filled with challenges. Quzi must prove himself against rivals and the harshness of the wild, forging his strength and courage with every test. Alongside Quzi is Nia, the pride's lead lioness. She moves with quiet confidence, her every step purposeful and sure. Nia is the pride's true provider. She is a skilled hunter, her senses sharp, and her instincts honed by years of experience. Each hunt is a careful dance of patience and power. Though her frame is lean from the demands of motherhood, her strength is undeniable. Her eyes, always alert, miss nothing in the shifting grass or distant shadows. Nia knows every inch of her territory. She moves along familiar trails, reading the signs left by prey and rival predators alike. She knows where the antelope bed down, hidden in the tall grass, and she senses when the herds are restless or when a weak animal lags behind. She watches the buffalo herds, waiting for the moment when one falters, knowing that timing is everything in the hunt. But Nia is more than a hunter. She's a devoted mother, her days filled with the care and nurturing of the pride's youngest members, the cubs. The cubs are bundles of energy, tumbling through the grass in endless games of chase and wrestling. Their playful roars echo across the savannah. They follow Nia everywhere, seeking her warmth and protection. Their tiny bodies press close to her side, trusting her completely. Every hunt, every watchful glance, every gentle nudge from Nia is for them. She feeds them, grooms them, and shields them from danger. The cubs are the pride's future, their lives precious and fragile. Each day they grow stronger, learning from every moment. Under the shade of acacia trees, the cubs chase each other's tails, their laughter a rare joy in a world of constant challenge. They leap onto Nia's back, pouncing and tumbling, their games both a source of amusement and vital training for the future. These games are more than play. They are lessons in strength, agility, and teamwork. The cubs practice stalking, crouching low in the grass, their eyes fixed on imaginary prey. They learn to move silently, to wait for the perfect moment. They chase and wrestle, testing their speed and strength against one another, building the skills they will need as adults. Each playful bite and pounce is a lesson, each tumble a step toward becoming a true lion of the savannah. Yet the savannah is a place of danger. For the cubs, every shadow could hide a threat, and every sound could signal danger. Other predators, like hyenas and leopards, lurk nearby, always searching for an opportunity. The cubs must remain vigilant, their safety never guaranteed. When danger is near, the cubs huddle close to the adults, seeking comfort and protection in the heart of the pride. Still, their innocence shines through. Their joyful play is a bright spot in the harsh reality of the wild, a testament to the resilience of life, but the pride's world is not isolated. Beyond the acacia trees, another group of lions roams the borderlands. On the edge of Quzi's territory, a rival pride keeps watch, their presence a constant reminder of the dangers that lie beyond. This rival group is led by Scarface, a powerful male whose body bears the marks of many battles. Scarface is older and larger than Quzi, his face marked by a long, jagged scar, a symbol of his dominance and ferocity. The two prides are rivals, their territories divided by invisible lines drawn in the dust. Tension simmers whenever they draw near. Scarface and his pride are always searching for new land and fresh prey, their ambitions threatening Quzi's family. Their presence is a shadow over Quzi's world, a constant threat that keeps the pride alert and united. At night, the distant roars of Scarface and his pride echo across the plains, a warning that the struggle for survival never ends. The pride grows tense, every sense heightened as they listen for signs of danger in the darkness. Quzi knows that one day he will have to stand against Scarface to defend his family and his home. Until then, every day is a lesson, every moment a step toward his destiny as the future king of the Savannah. Life for the lion pride is a relentless cycle driven by hunger and the instinct to hunt. Each day the pride awakens with the same pressing need, to secure enough food for every member, from the youngest cub to the oldest lioness. The search for prey begins at dawn as the pride fans out across the savannah, their senses alert to every movement and sound. The cubs, growing rapidly, demand a constant supply of meat, their tiny bodies fueled by the protein that only a successful hunt can provide. The cubs' play is more than just fun, it's practice for the skills they'll need to survive. Wrestling, stalking, and pouncing, they mimic the adults, learning the art of the hunt through instinct and imitation. Nyerere, the lead huntress, shoulders the greatest burden. Her instincts sharpened by experience, she must read the landscape, anticipate the movements of prey, and coordinate the pride's efforts. From sunrise to sunset, Nyerere's eyes sweep the horizon, searching for the faintest sign. A flicker of movement, a distant dust cloud, the subtle shift of a herd. A twitch of her ear signals the pride to freeze. Every sense is heightened. The wind carries scents. The ground vibrates with distant hoofbeats. Instinct tells her when to advance and when to wait. The pride moves as one, each member attuned to the others. Their survival depends on unity, trust, and the silent language of body and gaze. For Nyerere, the responsibility is immense. One mistake could mean hunger for all, or worse, injury in the struggle for food. The hunt itself is a test of skill and nerve. Lions must approach their prey with absolute silence, using the cover of tall grass and the shadows of dusk. Their prey, antelope, zebra, wildebeest, are swift and vigilant, always ready to bolt at the slightest hint of danger. The lion's power is matched by the prey's speed and agility. The lionesses coordinate their approach, fanning out to encircle the herd. Each step is calculated, each movement deliberate as they close the distance, inch by inch. When the moment is right, the pride springs the trap. Timing is everything. Too soon, and the prey escapes. Too late, and the opportunity vanishes. Stealth is their greatest weapon. The lions use every bit of cover, moving low and slow, their bodies pressed to the earth, muscles coiled for the final burst. The goal, to get within striking distance, close enough for a sudden explosive charge. Every sense is focused, every instinct honed by generations of survival. But the margin for error is razor thin. A single misstep, a snapped twig, a shift in the wind can send the prey fleeing, and the hunt is lost. When the prey escapes, the pride is left hungry, forced to conserve energy and wait for another chance. The African savanna is vast and unforgiving. Success is never certain, and failure is a constant threat. Many hunts end in exhaustion and disappointment. The pride must rest, recover, and try again, driven by the unyielding demands of survival. While hunting is essential, so is the care of the next generation. Lionesses devote themselves to grooming, feeding, and protecting their cubs. Cubs are hidden away in dense thickets or shaded hollows, safe from the dangers that stalk the open plains. Yet safety is always relative. The bush conceals as many threats as it does shelter. Hyenas, leopards, and other predators prowl the shadows, ever watchful for an unguarded cub or a moment of weakness. The lionesses must balance the urgency of the hunt with the need to return swiftly to their young, their instincts torn between hunger and protection. Nia's concern is ever present. Her senses are divided, her mind always half with her cubs, half with the hunt. She glances back toward the hidden den, her maternal instincts as sharp as her hunting skills. The future of the pride depends on these cubs. Their survival is the ultimate goal, the reason for every risk and every sacrifice. But threats come not only from outside predators. Rival lions are a constant danger, seeking to take over territory and eliminate the young. Scarface and his pride linger at the boundaries, their presence a silent challenge, a reminder that the struggle for dominance never ends. Male lions like Quzi patrol the borders tirelessly, guided by instinct to defend their land and their family. They mark their territory with scent, leaving unmistakable warnings, and roar to broadcast their presence across the plains. A lion's roar is more than sound. It is a message, a declaration of strength and ownership. It proclaims, "This is my land, this is my pride. Intruders beware." The sound carries for miles, echoing across the savannah, a warning to all who hear it. Each roar is a challenge, a test of will and strength, and a vital part of the endless battle for survival. The defense of territory, the care of cubs, and the hunt for food. All are woven together in the intricate tapestry of lion survival, where every instinct, every strategy, and every challenge shapes the fate of the pride. Quzi is growing bigger and stronger. He is eager to prove his worth to the pride. He wants to show that he can be a great hunter, just like the older males before him. One day the pride spots a large herd of African buffalo. These are huge, powerful animals with thick horns. A single buffalo can feed the pride for days. This is a big opportunity, but it is also a big risk. Hunting buffalo is one of the most dangerous things a lion can do. The pride decides to try. This will be Quzi's first major hunt, a true test of his skill and bravery. As the lionesses begin their slow, careful stalk, Quzi's excitement gets the better of him. He is too young and too impatient. He does not wait for the right moment. He forgets the plan that the experienced hunters have made. Instead of waiting for Nia and the others to get into position, he charges forward. He breaks cover too early, running straight toward the herd. His sudden movement alerts the buffalo immediately. The element of surprise is lost in an instant. The entire herd turns to face the threat, their massive bodies ready for a fight. The hunt has gone wrong before it even truly began. The buffalo are not afraid. They are strong, and they know how to defend themselves. A huge buffalo bull sees the young, inexperienced lion charging toward him. The bull lowers its head and runs to meet Quzi. It is a terrifying sight. The bull is much bigger and heavier than the young lion. It slams into Quzi with incredible force, its thick horns hitting him hard. Quzi is thrown into the air and lands heavily on the ground. He is hurt and confused. The pain is sharp and his confidence is broken. The rest of the pride can only watch as their chance for a meal disappears. The buffalo herd, now fully alert and angry, stands together as a powerful wall of muscle and horn. The hunt has failed completely. The lions have no choice but to retreat. They are tired, and now one of their own is injured. Quzi limps away, his body aching and his pride wounded. The pride will go hungry tonight. But for Quzi this is a very important lesson. He has learned that strength and speed are not enough. A successful hunter needs patience, teamwork, and wisdom. He has learned from his mistake, a painful but necessary step on his journey to becoming a true leader. The failed buffalo hunt has left the pride weak and hungry. Their bodies are thin, their movements slow, and the air is heavy with the weight of disappointment. The sun beats down on the savannah, and the pride lies scattered in the grass, conserving what little energy they have left. Quzi, the pride's injured male, limps quietly among them, his wounds still fresh. The cubs, restless and hungry, cry out, their small voices rising in the stillness. They nuzzle against Quzi and the lionesses, searching for comfort and reassurance. Nia, the pride's most experienced huntress, stands watch over her family. Her eyes are sharp, her body tense with purpose. The responsibility of the pride's survival rests heavily on her shoulders. She scans the golden savanna, her gaze unwavering. She knows that another failure could mean disaster for the cubs and the injured Quzi. The cubs' lives depend on her. Their hungry eyes follow her every move, trusting her to bring them the nourishment they desperately need. With a final look at her family, Nia leaves the resting pride behind. This time, she hunts alone, her determination burning brighter than ever. She moves like a shadow through the tall grass, every muscle controlled, every step silent. Her senses are alive to every sound and scent, her mind focused on the task ahead. The savanna teems with life. Herds of impala graze in the distance. Zebras flick their tails and birds call from the trees. But Nia knows that only the vulnerable can be taken, and finding such prey is a test of both skill and patience. The sun climbs higher, baking the earth and drawing shimmering waves of heat across the land. The dry grass crackles underfoot, and the promise of water draws all creatures to the few remaining streams. Nia heads toward a small stream, a lifeline in the parched landscape. She knows that here, at the water's edge, opportunity often waits. Animals gather at the waterhole, their movements cautious and wary. Antelope lower their heads to drink, always alert for the slightest sign of danger. Nia slips into the thick bushes near the water, her tawny coat blending perfectly with the shadows. She crouches low, her breathing slow and steady. She becomes a part of the landscape, invisible to all but the most careful eye. She waits, her patience as deep as the roots of the acacia trees. For a hunter, patience is everything. Nia's golden eyes never blink, watching, calculating, waiting for the perfect moment. The sun arcs across the sky, shadows lengthen, and time seems to slow. Minutes stretch into an hour, but Nia remains motionless. The only movement is the gentle rustle of leaves in the breeze, the soft ripple of water, and the distant calls of birds. Nia does not move a muscle. She is the embodiment of patience and focus. Every sense is tuned to the world around her. She is a perfect predator, waiting for the right moment to strike. Her muscles are coiled, ready to unleash a burst of speed and power. Suddenly her patience is rewarded. Her ears twitch as she hears the soft steps of an approaching animal. A lone impala, slender and graceful, steps cautiously to the water's edge. Its every movement is tense, its nose twitching, ears flicking at the slightest sound. The impala scans the area, searching for danger, but the lioness remains hidden, a silent shadow in the grass. The impala, reassured by the stillness, lowers its head to drink, unaware of the danger lurking just meters away. Nia's eyes narrow. She waits for the impala's head to dip, for that single moment of distraction. This is the moment she has been waiting for. In an instant she explodes from her hiding place, a blur of golden fur and raw power. She covers the ground in a heartbeat, her leaps powerful and precise. The impala bolts, but Nia is faster. The chase is over almost as soon as it begins. With a final pounce she brings the impala down. The struggle is brief. Nia's skill and strength have won the day. She stands over her prize, chest heaving, pride shining in her eyes. She has secured a meal for her family. With the impala gripped firmly in her jaws, Nia begins the long journey back to her pride. Each step is heavy, but her resolve is unbreakable. The weight of her catch is nothing compared to the hope she carries for her cubs. The thought of their hungry faces gives her strength. As she approaches, the pride stirs. Relief and excitement ripple through the group. Quzi lifts his head and the cubs race forward, their hunger momentarily forgotten in their joy. The cubs tumble over each other, eager to greet their mother. Their tiny bodies press against her, their purrs and mews filling the air. The pride gathers around the fresh kill. Nyerere steps back, allowing the cubs and Quzi to eat first. The air is filled with the sounds of contentment, soft growls, satisfied purrs, and the gentle rustle of fur against fur. After the meal, Nyerere lies with her cubs, nuzzling them gently. The pride is whole again, their bellies full, their spirits lifted. As the sun sets, Quzi watches over his family. But it is Nyerere who has proven herself the true heart of the pride. Through her quiet strength and unwavering determination, she has ensured their survival for another day. The pride settles together, safe and content, as night falls over the Savannah. The scent of Nyerere's successful kill drifts on the wind, curling through the golden grass and carrying a silent message across the Savannah. The pride feasts, but the aroma of blood is a beacon. It draws not only scavengers, vultures circling, hyenas slinking at the edge, but also the most dangerous threat of all, rival lions. Scarface and his pride, gaunt and restless, have caught the scent. Their eyes burn with hunger and ambition as they close the distance, each step measured, each movement calculated. Their bellies are empty, their patience thin. Scarface's pride moves with a predatory tension, muscles rippling beneath dusty coats, jaws flexing in anticipation. They spot Quzi's pride, lionesses with cubs, a tempting vulnerability. To Scarface, this is not just a meal, but an opportunity to seize new territory and eliminate future rivals. The invader's intent is clear, not only to steal the kill, but to conquer, to expand their domain by force. Scarface, his mane ragged from old battles, throws back his head and roars, a thunderous challenge that vibrates through the earth, signaling his pride to advance. The air crackles with tension. Scarface's roar is a declaration of war, a demand for submission or battle. Quzi senses the threat. His muscles tense, his eyes narrow. The moment of reckoning has come. Though still bearing the scars of his recent injury, Quzi stands tall. He knows retreat means death for his cubs and the end of his lineage. Instinct and duty surge within him. He positions himself between his family and the threat, every sense sharpened. Quzi and Nyerere move swiftly, rallying the pride. Each lioness knows her role. Defense is a choreography honed by generations of survival. Nyerere's call is sharp and urgent. The lionesses respond, converging with silent determination. The cubs are herded to the center, shielded by a living wall of mothers, each one ready to fight to the death. The circle tightens. Low growls rumble from deep within their chests, a warning to any who dare approach. These lionesses are transformed, no longer just hunters, but warriors, their eyes blazing with maternal fury. Quzi draws strength from their courage. The pride's unity is a force as powerful as tooth and claw. He is not alone. The pride stands with him, every heartbeat synchronized in defiance. Together, they form an unbreakable front, ready to defend their home and their future. Quzi steps forward, his mane bristling, his gaze locked on the invader. The challenge is accepted. The two males face off. Quzi, young and unyielding. Scarface, scarred by countless battles, his eyes cold and calculating. The world seems to hold its breath. Every muscle is coiled, every instinct screaming for action. For a heartbeat, they are statues, measuring, waiting, searching for weakness. Then, with a roar that splits the silence, they explode into motion. The impact is thunderous, muscle and bone colliding, claws raking, teeth snapping. The fight is savage, a blur of fur and fury. Each lion uses every weapon nature has given him. They tumble through the dust, locked in a deadly embrace, neither willing to yield. Quzi's youth gives him speed. He darts and weaves, avoiding Scarface's crushing blows. But Scarface is relentless, his experience making every move dangerous. The pride watches, tense and silent. The outcome will decide their fate. In the chaos, Quzi recalls the buffalo hunt, how patience and agility triumphed over brute force. He shifts tactics, dodging instead of meeting Scarface head-on, conserving his strength. Each time Scarface lunges, Quzi slips aside, forcing the older lion to tire himself. Quzi waits, watching for the smallest opening, his mind as sharp as his claws. At last, Scarface overcommits. Quzi ducks low, jaws snapping shut on Scarface's leg with bone-crushing force. Scarface's roar is agony and shock. The wound is deep, his strength faltering. Limping, Scarface's confidence crumbles. The balance of power shifts. His pride, seeing their leader wounded, falters. Their aggression dissolves into uncertainty. The attack loses momentum. The invaders hesitate, instincts urging retreat. Scarface, defeated and bleeding, turns away. His pride follows, vanishing into the tall grass. The threat recedes, swallowed by the endless savanna. Quzi lifts his head and roars, a sound of triumph, of survival, of new leadership. He stands with his pride, victorious. The family is safe, the territory defended, and Quzi's reign has truly begun. In the golden heart of Nyerere National Park, the drama of survival is never limited to the mighty lions alone. Enter the spotted hyenas, nature's master strategists and the park's most underestimated hunters. Many believe hyenas are just the clean-up crew, feasting on leftovers, but these clever creatures are far more than mere scavengers. With sharp minds and sharper teeth, hyenas orchestrate hunts with military precision, weaving through the grass in perfect harmony. Each clan is a bustling society where teamwork is the secret weapon. Every member has a role, from the bold leaders to the nimble scouts. While they may lack the lion's explosive power, hyenas possess a superpower of their own: endurance. They can run for miles, never losing focus. Their favorite game? The long chase. A topy antelope may sprint, but the hyena's persistence is legendary. With every stride, the hyenas close in, patiently waiting for exhaustion to tip the scales in their favor. Their intelligence shines in every hunt, every playful squabble, and every clever trick they use to outwit both prey and rivals. And who are their greatest rivals? The lions, of course. The age-old feud between these two is a tale as old as the Savannah itself. Both covet the same prize, a fresh meal. Sometimes the two meet in a tense standoff, each side sizing up the other. When hyenas gather in numbers, their courage grows. They'll boldly challenge even the fiercest lion for a share of the feast. At night, their eerie whoops echo across the plains, a signal, a challenge, and sometimes a warning that a showdown is near. If the hyenas outnumber the lions, the balance shifts. With a flurry of noise and nips, they might just snatch victory and dinner. This never-ending contest keeps the savannah in motion, a wild dance of strategy and survival. For Quzi's pride, the distant cackle of hyenas is a warning. Eat fast, guard your meal, or risk losing it all. In this world, nothing is wasted. Every scrap is claimed, every bone picked clean. But high above the fray, another story unfolds, one of gentle giants and leafy treetops. The giraffe, the savannah's silent sentinel, towers above all, surveying the world from dizzying heights. An adult male can stretch up to 18 feet tall, taller than two lions, stacked nose to tail. With this lofty view, giraffes are the park's early warning system, spotting danger long before it arrives. A lion may stalk in the grass, but a giraffe's keen eyes can catch the slightest movement far across the plains. When one giraffe spots trouble, the whole herd becomes alert, their heads swinging high above the grass. Their height is not just for safety, it's a ticket to the treetop buffet. Acacia leaves, out of reach for most, are theirs for the taking. With nimble blue tongues, giraffes pluck leaves from between the thorns, savouring every bite. Yet even the tallest must be wary. Young giraffes, still learning the ways of the wild, are tempting targets for prowling predators. Lions and hyenas watch for any sign of weakness, hoping for a chance to strike, but giraffes are not defenseless. Adults form a living shield, circling their calves and daring any predator to come closer. And if danger gets too close, a giraffe's kick is a force to be reckoned with, swift, powerful, and sometimes deadly. Even the bravest lion thinks twice before facing those long, lethal legs. Every day, giraffes move with quiet grace, using their height and caution to navigate a world full of hidden dangers. In this wild tapestry, hyenas and giraffes, rivals and giants, each play their part, clever, cautious, and always adapting to the ever-changing rhythm of the savannah. Towering above the grasslands, the African elephant reigns as the largest land animal in Nyerere National Park. With every step, these gentle giants leave their mark on the landscape, shaping the world around them in ways both subtle and profound. Elephants live in close-knit family groups, each led by a wise and experienced matriarch. She guides her family with a memory that stretches across decades, remembering the locations of hidden waterholes and the safest paths through the wilderness. Calves are nurtured and protected by the entire herd, each member playing a role in the survival of the next generation. Their immense strength is legendary. Elephants can topple trees with ease, their trunks and tusks working in harmony to access the most nourishing leaves and bark. In doing so, they open up the dense woodlands, allowing sunlight to reach the ground and new life to flourish. By reaching for the highest branches and pushing over ancient trees, elephants create clearings that transform the forest. These open spaces become havens for grasses and wildflowers, inviting a host of smaller creatures to thrive. Grazers like antelope and zebra benefit from the elephant's work, finding fresh pastures where once there was only shade. In this way, elephants act as architects of the savanna, their actions rippling through the ecosystem. When the rains fail and rivers run dry, elephants become the lifeblood of the land. Using their tusks and powerful feet, they dig deep into parched riverbeds, unearthing hidden water that sustains not only their own herd, but countless other animals drawn to these precious pools. United by unbreakable bonds, elephants move as one. They encircle their young in times of danger, their trumpeting calls echoing across the plains, a living fortress of wisdom and strength. In the quiet corners of Nyerere, another giant roams, the black rhinoceros. With its formidable horn and thick armor-like skin, the rhino is a creature of ancient power. Unlike the social elephant, the rhino is a solitary wanderer. It moves alone through the grasslands, a silent sentinel in a world of its own. Day after day, the rhino travels vast distances in search of food and water, relying on its keen senses and indomitable spirit to survive. Its only defense against the dangers of the wild is its sheer size, its impenetrable hide, and the sharp horn that crowns its head, a weapon few dare to challenge. Even the fiercest predators keep their distance, for the rhino is a force of nature, unyielding and proud. Yet the rhino's greatest challenge is not the lion or the leopard, but the struggle to find enough to eat and drink in a land that can be harsh and unforgiving. During times of drought, the solitary rhino must rely on its resilience, searching tirelessly for the nourishment it needs to endure. Delete this line, as per instruction, no humans. In the wild heart of Nyerere, the rhino finds sanctuary, a place where it can roam free, a living relic of a wilder age. If the rhino is a titan, the leopard is a phantom. With every step it melts into the shadows, unseen and almost unreal. The leopard is the most secretive of Nyerere's hunters, a master of patience and silence. It waits in the half-light, its golden eyes fixed on the world, always alert, always ready. With muscles coiled and senses sharp, the leopard stalks its prey, moving with a grace that is almost invisible. Its coat, dappled with rosettes, is the perfect disguise. In the shifting light of the forest, the leopard vanishes, a living shadow among the leaves. The leopard hunts alone, often in the cool hours of dawn or dusk. It relies on silence, stealth, and the element of surprise, striking with breathtaking speed. With a sudden burst of power, it closes the distance to its prey, launching an attack that is swift and deadly. In these moments, the leopard becomes a blur of motion, capable of astonishing bursts of speed, one of the fastest creatures in the park, if only for a heartbeat. But the hunt is only the beginning. The leopard must guard its prize from the ever-watchful eyes of scavengers. Lions and hyenas prowl nearby, eager to steal a meal. The leopard's answer is ingenuity and strength. With powerful jaws and sinewy muscles, the leopard hauls its prey high into the branches of a tree, sometimes lifting more than its own weight. There, above the reach of rivals, the leopard feasts in solitude, the master of its own secret world. Alone and silent, the leopard has perfected the art of survival, thriving where others would falter. From the mighty herds of elephants shaping the land and nurturing life to the solitary strength of the rhino and the ghostly elegance of the leopard, Nyerere National Park is a living tapestry. Here every creature plays its part in the grand story of survival, each one a masterpiece of adaptation and wild majesty. The story of Quzi, Nia, and all the other animals of Nyerere National Park is a window into a world that is both breathtaking and delicate, a world where every sunrise brings new challenges and every sunset marks another day of survival. We have watched Quzi, once a restless cub, learn the ancient ways of the savannah, how to stalk through golden grass, how to read the wind, and how to stand tall as a guardian of his pride. Nia, with her unwavering focus, has become a master of the hunt, her every step a lesson in patience and precision as she provides for her young. Around them the elephants march in silent procession, their memories guiding them to hidden waterholes. Giraffes stretch to the highest branches, while rhinos graze in the cool shade. Each animal, from the smallest antelope to the towering giants, plays a part in this living tapestry. The hyenas, clever and resourceful, work together to outwit their prey, while the leopard moves like a shadow, unseen and silent. The lions and cheetahs test the speed and strength of the herds, ensuring only the fittest survive. When the hunt is over, the scavengers arrive, vultures and hyenas, cleaning the land and returning life to the earth. Even in death, every creature gives back to the cycle, nourishing the soil and the next generation. The rivers wind through the park, lifelines for all who dwell here. Elephants use their strength to shape the land, opening paths for water to flow and for new grass to grow, feeding the grazers who in turn support the predators. At dawn, Quzi's roar echoes across the plains, a call that signals strength, unity, and the wild spirit of Nyerere. As the sun sets, the pride gathers, resting in the golden light, a living symbol of resilience and hope. Yet the balance here is fragile. The earth cracks in times of drought, and the rivers sometimes run thin. The animals sense changes in the wind and water, adapting as they always have, but the challenges grow greater with each passing year. In this world, every animal's story is a testament to endurance, the trees that rise again after fire, the herds that return after the rains, the predators that teach their young to survive. Each is a chapter in the ongoing tale of Nyerere. The future of this place depends on the strength and wisdom of its wild inhabitants. Their instincts, their bonds, and their ability to adapt are what keep the heart of Nyerere beating. When the lions hunt, when the elephants roam, when the birds take flight at dawn, they are not just surviving. They are keeping the ancient promise of the wild. Their lives are woven together in a balance that has lasted for generations. As the sun rises once more over the savannah, the animals of Nyerere stand as guardians of a world that is irreplaceable. Their stories remind us that the wild is precious, and that its protection is a legacy written not in words but in every paw print, every trumpet, every roar that echoes across the land. As the sun dips below the horizon and darkness envelops Nyerere National Park, a different world awakens. The night belongs to the creatures of the shadows, the nocturnal predators who thrive under the cover of darkness. In this hidden realm, a new cast of characters takes the stage, each with their own unique adaptations and survival strategies. The African night is ruled by the stealthy and enigmatic leopard. With its rosette-patterned coat blending seamlessly into the dappled moonlight, the leopard moves like a ghost through the underbrush. Its keen senses are heightened in the darkness, making it a formidable hunter. Silently it climbs trees, using the vantage point to scan the ground below for unsuspecting prey. A sudden movement catches its eye, a small antelope grazing on the edge of the forest. With calculated precision, the leopard descends, muscles coiled for the final pounce. In a heartbeat, the hunt is over, and the leopard drags its prize up into the safety of the branches, away from other scavengers. Nearby, the hyena clan stirs. Contrary to their reputation as mere scavengers, hyenas are skilled hunters in their own right. Under the cover of night, they work together with remarkable coordination, their eerie calls echoing through the darkness. A lone wildebeest calf strays too far from the herd, and the hyenas seize the opportunity. With relentless persistence, they close in, their powerful jaws and stamina proving too much for the young prey. The night's hunt is successful, and the clan feasts, their laughter mingling with the sounds of the African night. In the shadowy canopy above, the lesser-known genets and civets begin their nightly foraging. These small, agile carnivores are masters of stealth, their large eyes adapted to the low light. They move through the trees and underbrush with ease, hunting insects, small mammals and birds. Their solitary nature ensures that they remain elusive, rarely seen by human eyes. Yet their presence is vital to the ecosystem, keeping the balance of prey populations in check. The African night is also home to the elusive aardwolf, a member of the hyena family with a diet that primarily consists of termites. Under the starlit sky, the aardwolf emerges from its burrow, its sensitive nose twitching as it locates a termite mound. Using its long, sticky tongue, it laps up thousands of termites, playing a crucial role in controlling insect populations. As the night progresses, the calls of owls and the chirping of nocturnal insects fill the air. The African scops owl, with its distinctive hoot, perches silently, waiting for the slightest rustle of a mouse or insect below. With a swift, silent flight, it captures its prey, returning to its perch to dine. In the distance, the roar of a lion echoes, a reminder that even the king of the Savannah is active under the cover of darkness. Lions often hunt at night, using the cool temperatures and darkness to their advantage. A pride moves with coordinated precision, surrounding a herd of unsuspecting zebras. The hunt is swift and brutal, a testament to the lion's strength and teamwork. As dawn approaches, the nocturnal predators retreat to their dens, burrows, and hidden lairs, their night's work complete. The African wilderness is a place of constant activity where the cycle of life and death continues unbroken day and night. The secret lives of these nocturnal hunters are a testament to the intricate balance of nature, a world where every creature plays a vital role in the dance of survival. As the first golden rays of dawn sweep across the endless plains, a monumental event stirs to life, one that shapes the destiny of every creature in Nyerere National Park. This is the Great Migration, a timeless journey written in the dust and grass of Africa's wild heart. In their thousands, herds of wildebeest, zebras and gazelles begin their trek, driven by ancient instincts and the promise of fresh grazing lands. The air hums with the low calls of mothers to calves, and the thunder of hooves sets the earth trembling. Rivers are crossed, predators lurk, yet the herds press on, an unbreakable chain of life stretching beyond the horizon. With the migration comes opportunity, and the predators of the savannah adapt their every move to this shifting tide. Lions, patient and powerful, shadow the herd's edges, learning the patterns of crossing and resting. They wait for the chaos of a river crossing when panic splits the herd and the weakest fall behind. In the tall grass, lionesses crouch low, eyes fixed on the stragglers, ready to launch their coordinated attack. Cheetahs, masters of speed, scan the moving columns for signs of the young or infirm. Using the dust clouds kicked up by the herds as cover, they sprint with breathtaking acceleration, targeting those who lag behind. For them, the migration is a season of both feast and fierce competition, as rival cheetahs contend for the best vantage points. Hyenas, ever adaptable, follow the migration's wake. Their keen sense of smell leads them to abandoned kills and the aftermath of river crossings, where exhausted prey sometimes succumb to the elements. Working in clans, they chase down isolated calves at night, their laughter echoing under the moon. Even the crocodiles, ancient rulers of the rivers, lie in wait beneath the water's surface. When the herds must cross, chaos erupts. Hooves splash, bodies surge forward, and in the confusion the crocodiles strike, their jaws snapping shut on the unwary. Yet for every predator, the migration is a time of risk as well as reward. The abundance of prey draws rivals into closer contact, sparking fierce territorial disputes. The ever-changing movement of the herds forces predators to adapt, learning new hunting grounds and strategies with each passing day. Across the plains, this dance of movement and adaptation continues, untouched by human presence. The migration is not just a journey for food and water, it is the heartbeat of the savanna, a living tapestry of survival and renewal where every step echoes with the stories of predator and prey. As the sun climbs higher and the herds march onward, the savanna breathes and shifts, guided by rhythms older than memory. In this vast, untamed wilderness, life is always on the move, and the great migration endures, as it has for countless generations. As the dust settles in the wake of the Great Migration, the scattered herds and prowling predators converge on a series of vital oases, Africa's waterholes. These shimmering pools, carved by ancient rains and fed by hidden springs, become the beating heart of survival during the dry season. Here life pulses with a different kind of urgency. For prey animals, waterholes are both sanctuary and trap. Herds of impalas, zebras and antelope approach the banks with trembling caution, their eyes scanning the reeds for any sign of movement. Elephants, the gentle giants, arrive in orderly matriarchal lines, their trunks probing the water before the youngest calves are allowed to drink. Even the elusive leopards slip through the shadows at dusk, drawn by the promise of a cool drink. But where water gathers, danger is never far behind. Lions lie in wait beneath the shade of acacia trees, downwind from the trails leading to the water's edge. They know patience is rewarded when the thirsty are most distracted. Cheetahs choose the open ground nearby, relying on bursts of speed if opportunity arises, while hyenas patrol the periphery, watching for any sign of weakness or panic. The waterholes' muddy banks also conceal silent hunters, crocodiles nearly invisible beneath the surface, ready to lunge at anything that dares to drink. In the dry heat of midday, tempers flare and competition intensifies. Dominant buffalo bulls jostle for prime drinking spots, sometimes clashing horns in displays of strength, while smaller creatures like warthogs and baboons sneak in for a quick sip, always wary of the predators lurking nearby. Every visit to the waterhole is a high-stakes gamble. The desperate need for water forces prey into the open, exposing them to the ever-watchful eyes of predators. Yet, it is at these waterholes that the true balance of the savanna is revealed. A delicate give and take, where survival depends on timing, vigilance, and the wisdom of the herd. As the light fades and the air cools, the waterhole falls quiet once more. For some, it marks another day survived. For others, it is the end of their journey. In this eternal struggle, the waterhole remains a stage where the most dramatic moments of predator and prey unfold, shaping the destiny of all who call Africa's wild heart home. As dawn stretches across the golden plains, a different cast of characters emerges to play their crucial role in the savanna's story. Africa's scavengers. These resourceful survivors thrive not by the hunt, but by what others leave behind. Spotted hyenas, often misunderstood, patrol the grasslands with keen noses and sharp eyes. They travel in clans, communicating with eerie whoops and cackles, ever alert for the scent of a fresh kill or the remains of a predator's feast. Alongside them, the air belongs to the vultures, masters of the sky. Circling high above, their broad wings catch the rising thermals as they scan the landscape for any sign of a meal. Once a carcass is spotted, they descend in spirals, squabbling for position, their sharp beaks perfectly designed to pick clean even the toughest hides. Jackals dart in and out of the shadows, quick and clever, seizing scraps and outmaneuvering larger competitors when they can. Even the tiny dung beetles play their part, rolling precious morsels away to nourish the next generation. Life as a scavenger is a tireless quest, demanding patience, ingenuity, and the courage to challenge rivals many times their size. At any moment, a single bone or overlooked organ can mean the difference between hunger and survival. The Savannah scavengers are more than opportunists. They are the great recyclers, ensuring that nothing goes to waste and that the circle of life remains unbroken. In the relentless rhythm of the Savannah, the scavengers' dance is essential. They clean, they balance, and they remind us that survival isn't always about strength or speed. Sometimes it's about being in the right place at the right time, with a nose for opportunity and the will to seize it. Across the vast expanse of the African savanna, survival is a game of innovation. Every predator, from the mighty lion to the elusive leopard, is armed not just with fangs and claws, but with a unique set of adaptations honed by generations. The cheetah, for example, is the undisputed sprinter of the plains. Its slender body, long legs, and flexible spine work in perfect harmony, propelling it to breathtaking speeds. Special black tear marks beneath its eyes reduce glare from the sun, helping it spot prey even in the harsh midday light. But with such speed comes a trade-off. Cheetahs must hunt in the cool hours, for their bodies overheat quickly, making every chase a calculated risk. Lions, in contrast, are masters of teamwork. Their powerful muscles and massive paws are built for ambush, not endurance. By hunting in prides, they coordinate attacks, outflanking prey, and using sheer strength to bring down animals much larger than themselves. Their golden coats blend seamlessly with the tall grasses, turning the savanna into their hunting ground. Leopards take a different approach. Solitary and secretive, they rely on stealth and agility. Their rosette-patterned coats provide perfect camouflage in the dappled light of trees and rocky outcrops. With powerful jaws and neck muscles, they can haul heavy kills into the safety of the branches, safe from scavengers below. Even the crocodile, lurking beneath the surface of rivers and waterholes, is a master of patience. Its eyes and nostrils sit atop its head, allowing it to watch and breathe while remaining nearly invisible. With explosive power, it launches from the water, jaws snapping shut with bone-crushing force. Each predator's adaptation is a masterpiece of evolution, a response to the challenges of hunger, competition, and the ever-changing savanna. Whether it's the hyena's bone-crushing jaws, the wild dog's stamina, or the snake's venom, Africa's predators remind us that survival is not simply about being the strongest, but about being the most ingenious. In this wild heartland, every adaptation is a story of triumph against the odds, written in the language of survival. In the heart of Nyerere, the savanna's predators are not just solitary hunters. They are players in a complex web of rivalry and uneasy alliances. At dawn, a pride of lions feasts on their latest kill, but their celebration is short-lived. The distant laughter of hyenas echoes through the grass, growing louder as the cunning scavengers approach. A tense standoff ensues, hyenas circling, lions growling, each group testing the other's resolve. Sometimes numbers tip the balance. The hyenas surge forward, snatching scraps with daring speed before the lions retaliate. It's a high-stakes negotiation played out in tooth and claw, but rivalry is only part of the story. Leopards, ever the loners, watch from the shadows, waiting for the chaos to clear. With patience, they reclaim abandoned remains, making the most of what others leave behind. Even cheetahs, vulnerable after a hunt, scan the horizon for unwelcome guests. At any moment, a coalition of hyenas or a single bold lioness could steal their hard-won prize. Yet these interactions are not always hostile. Vultures, drawn by the commotion, circle overhead. Their presence alerts other predators to a potential meal, setting off a chain reaction. In this intricate dance, every animal is both competitor and collaborator, shaping the fate of the savanna. Here, power shifts with every heartbeat. An uneasy truce forms and then shatters, only to be rebuilt again and again. The relationships between Africa's predators are as dynamic as the land itself, a delicate balance of rivalry, strategy, and survival. where every encounter writes a new chapter in the story of the wild.